Good morning, everyone. I have been getting a few emails on how to do different tutorials and things. And so what I wanted to let you know is that I was gonna try a little art fun activity that keeps popping up on my Facebook feed, and that's called fork calligraphy. And so here's an example of what that looks like. I know it's backwards, but it's kind of a fun thing to do. And most of the time calligraphy is done with India ink, and you can get that on Amazon, which it's a permanent ink, but I thought I'd try it with some different materials that we have at home, some different liquids. And so what I have done is I had some tea bags, and so I just stuck it in some water, and this is cold brew tea. My husband does not like hot tea, and so we always have to have cold tea, and I just stuck an ice cube in it and stuck it in the fridge for a little bit. And then I also have coffee grounds, and I don't like coffee at all, but again, my husband does, and so I just heated up some water in the microwave and then stuck some coffee grounds in there, and just added maybe a little more water. I didn't add very much coffee, ground at all, but it does. I like the smell of it, but I don't like the taste of it. So anyway, so I was wanting to try this. Some different things you want to think about is this could stain something. So you might want to have, a paper underneath what you're doing. What I like to do is take a piece of paper and fold it multiple ways. So then I have different layers underneath so it's not gonna stain. Also, you need to ask if you can do this so that it's not a surprise, and figure out where a safe place to do this is, just because it's a dark liquid and it could stain your table or whatever. So just make sure you ask, okay? You're gonna need a fork, or you could try some different materials. Sometimes we talk about in art that we experiment with things, and so it's really a fun thing to do, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. So here I have the coffee grounds, and I've already done a few lines here, and I've got another video that I've made that will be easier to see, and I'm just gonna fold this flat. I don't want this to lay on the table, so I'm just gonna fold it out like this. And I wanna show you how I'm holding this tool. So I'm going to hold it upside down, okay? And then I'm gonna dip it in my liquid, and then you're gonna see that I'm holding it at an angle, okay? And you can see the shadows are coming out. I'm gonna hold it this way, and it's gonna make a straight line. And if I pull it another way, it's gonna create other lines, and I could do whatever I want with this. It doesn't have to be like names or anything like that. You can tell that, I'll show you here. My fork, one of the tines, this one right here, is not level with the others, so it's missing a line. So you might want to try it out a little bit. Again, this is all experimenting, okay? So what I want you to do is just have some fun. Okay, now if I do the tea, I'm just gonna dip it in my tea here, and I did pour some into a bowl, and we can see how it's lighter than the coffee, okay? And I'm gonna dip behind my camera here, and it just makes all sorts of lines. Pretty fun. You can also dip things into the liquid. I've actually dipped like cardboard or things like that. You could even dip folded up paper to create different lines and markings. So if I were to dip the edge of this, I'll move this back just a little bit. it'll make different lines. Okay, so you can make a repeated pattern with that. Okay, and once this is dry, it might be kind of interesting to use markers or colors or colored pencils, depending on what materials you have. And there's all sorts of inventive ways to just practice with different things. So if you have any questions or anything that you want to ask of me, send me an email or send me a message on Facebook, whatever you would need. Okay, have a great day.